All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my wonderful people, the chosen ones, the true sons and daughters of God. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the program. You saw us last week dancing for all the good things that the good Lord is bringing our way, and we thank God for that. So if you're still in lamentation mood, wake up. Change is about to come. And
Yes.
lamentation is not a strategy, okay? So let's work together so that we can make this whole process also work for us. This whole world is about people that have strategies and not people that have a midnight prayer, ba 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 ba. No, you're not even invited. So let's figure out how we need to make this work in our interest. So, welcome to the program. We are absolutely happy to have you here. Continue to help us to share, like, subscribe, click the notification buttons. Oh, we do want to thank those that did subscribe. So thank you so much. So that whenever we drop our videos, you will be notified. So that's the whole purpose. I know some of you will say, "I'm not subscribing. I'm not gonna give them money." Don't worry, we are good. We are good. Just for you to get some information, vital information that will help us to get to our destination faster. So I will let my sister introduce herself. My name is Mona Jimzaga, and I'm in Houston, Texas.
Thank you. Of course, you know that subscription is free of charge. You're not paying to subscribe. Just hit the button so that information can come to your domots. They say it in pidgin English. So my name is Eputosinandibo, and I live here in Lexington. Thank you, like my sister has said, for stopping by. If you're seeing this video for the first time, thank you. So please calm down. When we start, we play videos so that as we share, we play different videos. That's how we do it because we have PowerPoint. Because we use PowerPoint for our show. The reason we use PowerPoint is people will say Kede and Fede are fuzo. If you know they hear, you know they see. So if for any reason you know they hear, you can read. And then if we miss it, I didn't hear what they said. You open the PowerPoint, read it there so that you get the information. We want our people to have accurate information, not lies, not propaganda, but truth. I saw one comment in one of our videos where somebody said, the youths will use truth to liberate themselves this time around. And that's what we want to do. Kudos to that comment. So our people are getting it. That's going to run inside bush, up and down with machete and stick. Who are you fighting? Spirit.
Or running to UK and other people where you will see racism live and direct.
Exactly.
And you're there.
That's not the way forward. The way forward is information. We are in information age. Information at the tip of your fingers. We bring everything together, connect it to you. It will make sense. So that the more you look, the more you see. And then deeper, you begin to think deeper and connect things well. Then when we say go left, you say, yeah, I understand why we're going left. Not just follow. We say, oh, it's right. You say, yes, I understand why we're going right. So please hang in there. Watch to the end. Thank you very much.
Closed. And when we opened them, they had the land and we had the Bibles. Do you see how swiftly they pull wool from the Lamb of God over our eyes? The greatest lie colonialism ever told was that it brought God to Africa. Yes, they brought their Bibles, but they did not bring God to our lands. Yes, they brought their churches, but they did not bring God to our lands. Yes, they brought their guns, but they did not bring God to our land. What they brought was an image made to justify the breaking of our bodies like communion bread, a false idol.
It's so funny. This video is so real. I was asking someone the other day, I said, who is that God who we are worshiping before these people showed up? That made our ancestors to call their children Mona Jim Saga. Chi, by the way, our people listening, is God, for those of you that don't speak Igbo. Mona Jim Saga, Chi Amaka, Chidimma, Chimdumga, Chinatrom, China Zamebere, Chi Wengoz. Who was that Chi we are calling? before these criminal monsters showed up. And nobody won't answer that question for those saying that they brought you this and they brought you that. So until you guys answer that question of who that God I know, before these people showed up with their bullets and their guns and everything else, then I have you don't have anything to tell me.
Or the God that gave us the inspiration, gave our ancestors the inspiration to get to the lands where they are now, flowing with milk and honey, and gave the inspiration on the food to eat, health herbs. Which God was that? For those that say they brought God to Africa, they didn't bring God to Africa. They brought confusion, divide to conquer. Yes, terrorism, divide to conquer, divide and rule. That's what they brought. Because you can't give what you don't have. You have to be godly to teach somebody about God. When you're going around cutting children's hands, that's no God in that. So there's no way you or your ancestors brought God to us. You never did. So we want to listen to our brother. This, because here we show you, like we keep telling you, we don't come to tell you cock and bull story. We give you first-hand information. If we play your video on this show, it's because you are giving first-hand info, like witness, like you're telling your story. It is your story. It's you reporting what happened to you. So, and we want our people to hear you directly. We could have reported what you said, but that would be us telling your story. So it's you telling your story so that our people, because you're a victim, our people will hear as well, who are also victims. And then they will learn and begin to run. So please pay close attention. Thank you.
My dear, can you post this show for me? I can find it on my Facebook here.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming. Thank you.
Nobody go church reach me. Christ embassy and finish me. Those of you they go Christ embassy, I want to understand what they talk. So I like break them down. Until 2020, my eye got open according to Revelation, and my eye began to open, and I could see things. I know so here. I don't know say I be this thing they pocket pick me. No, the one will pay me.
If God makes anybody rich on earth, then God is responsible for class in society. And once God is responsible for class in society, he is no more just.
And then in St. Luke's Gospel, chapter 6, verse 38, again, the NIV. Notice what the word tells us here. The Lord Jesus said this. He said, give, and it will be given to you.
Ndosh.
A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you again.
No, sir.
Welcome to Sabbath Scholar. Reintroducing Jesus to the world.
If you be Christian, come here now, no time. Because I not call you fight. I just call you show you something. You will be Christian from Catholic to Pentecostal to Anglican to Baptist to anyone, to all these prophetic church them. Both select.
In the shadow of the Atlas Mountains, artisans weave past with present.
Select, which is native Christian. You understand now? But all of them come. Mona can see this thing because if I they talk, they say I be antichrist or be like this. Now, white person I talk this word. I don't want to talk with my mouth. Those of never watch them.
Nigeria is the #1 nation on earth for Christian genocide by a factor of 10. More Christians are killed here for their faith than anywhere else in the world. At the same time, Nigeria is home to 8 of the 10 richest pastors in the world. And I think those things are directly correlated. The body of Christ in Nigeria has all the wealth, all the resources, all the people, all the influence it needs to clean this place up and make it a wonderful place, safe and secure and equitable. The body of Christ has that, but there's a virus that has infected that body of Christ. We call the prosperity gospel, which is really a satanic teaching that takes the attention of believers off of Jesus and off of serving others, and it puts them on themselves and their own bank account. And did a lot of research and asking people I know and trust here, who should I speak with about this? Who is leading the charge to speak the truth? And they said Dr. Damina is the one. And
out of the 10 rich pastors in the world, Nigeria did number 8. 8 of us inside. The richest for the world are Nigerians, pastors. They will deceive you now, see, because they give, they don't, my brother, a lie. They penalize you. All the ones where they brutalize Christian, none of them they talk about that. None of them they do meeting. None of them they say they do prayer. None of them they say, oh, guy, we need to. Nothing. All of them they use money, they buy private jet. They will even get their own private airport now. And they say, oh, glory, glory, Jesus is Lord, glory. My brother, now you that they use. Now you that they pina. You understand that? Some of them will say, how much are they giving? Don't worry. How many of them are there for sure? Just calculate them. These people, they clean you. See, and a white man, I did talk so. Because a white man bring Bible. Now a white man see they turn so. See, Nigeria churches, they don't turn to where they, you know where they fish in a river, your throw net. I don't know, you only give tickets, say, as you give God, God will give you back. It's like they play super bet. You know, so they play you. Some of them, if you never pay tight now, when a body they shake one kind, when a mind will they do one kind, it just be like you ask, you know, how human beings they are addicted to drugs or Google or cigar. So when they not take on their body, they do one kind, say, if I eat now, I not smoke, or if I do, if I go, if I not take it, if I go do, I not do like this, good. Now so the thing don't do now, not be God, not be any Holy Spirit. They don't pack and put for your body, don't enter, don't done. You understand? The virus of, so if you not pay tight, if you not do like, if you not do this giving, nobody go church reach me. Christ embassy and finish me. Those of you they go Christ embassy, I want to understand what they talk. So I like breaking down. Until 2020, my eye got open according to Revelation, and my eye began to open, and I could see things. I know so here. I don't know say I be this thing they pocket pick me. You know the one will pay me this book called Rhapsody of Reality. If you go there, the way they market this book, Christ Embassy market this book past Bible. If you go Christ Embassy, you don't know say I know they lie. They market this Rhapsody of Reality past Bible. You know why they market, and I won't break it down for you now. They look and say, you know, they give for healing school, give like this. Where do they clean these people? This is one of the places where they clean on for Christ Embassy. I go from 2009 to 2020. So 10 years to 11 years now I go. So I go. Even the first night of bliss for Benin, I go to where they beat us. No, I'm not the kind they talk. This book, they come bring, I don't know where they analyze, where they bring a come. Say now the book is one of the best books in the world. On Chris, we did it. We shout, glory, glory, glory. You understand now? You get away with the shot. From there, because say now, maybe October 1st, I'll be like this way, the Independence Day, all those kind of things, like they say they clean people. Say they want to share this day to how many places so that they would read. They'll call it from even picking way, never even work away the cripple. Post Kwana, people not get high. They say you must contribute so that the blessing will reach you. Now then they'll tell you say, you see students they need money for school, for project, they'll carry their papa money, buy this book because they want to give. They want to be the highest giver, because they're going to say the dangerous giver, because they give award for dangerous giver. So I'll go buy like 500 copies. I know they put them on 100 copies or 50 copies because they start at, so they buy 20 copies and they put her like that, they go. And now most people say 100 naira. I heard they put them, I don't go there, I don't know how much now. 200 naira. Because when you buy, you will be student, they will force you. Sometimes they buy 100, 200, 1,000 copies, 200 times 1,000 copies. There are all those politicians like this, they buy 1,000 copies. Like this, 1 million copies, people they buy it. When you buy it, they don't give you for handle, so maybe you go share them. You will buy it. They don't carry the 1,000 copies, they give you, say, because they know, say that they won't go share them. The future give like 10, maybe they see front. You call it, say, now ask yourself as a Christian, to remove anything. Ask yourself, you people, they go Christ Embassy. Since you they work out for road, who you don't see whole rhapsody of reality. Where they take the share, now they the scam they did so. Now they take the claim so. You know, you say you sow into the kingdom of God. You know, say you are sowing in someone's pocket. They'll call it fry hair. I don't even say buy now. Fry hair. This is what I use to. And when one pastor, Chris, pastor use Remina, I use all of them go fry our hair for this place. They clean all of them. That's why the power of God in me. God is blessing me. I sow a seed, the dangerous seed, my brother and I lie. When you plan your life, save money, invest, my brother, you will get blessing. Not be about giving. Now the man they talk so. Nigeria pastors don't finish all of them. All of them, they get private jet, they won't get private airport, everything. Pope, they get private jet. Pope get private airport. But Nigeria, because they don't see one like Mumu, and they couldn't pay because the situation of Nigeria. If you want travel now, you just want pastor come with big Bible. We're beginning to commit the tire of this vehicle into the hands of God. Every accident, every Boko Haram, all of them. Yes, oh Lord, oh my brother and I lie. All the people in Boko Haram, they get accident, they don't pray to God. You have to fight your politicians. Now there be the problem when you get. There don't be any spirit. God bless you. They don't see your this one. Ha! There be giver. I'm going to see here. We're going to go straight to down, time.
If God makes anybody rich on earth, then God is responsible for class in society. And once God is responsible for class in society, he is no more just. He's a partial God. That means he made some people rich and made some people poor, so that the poor will wait for hand-me-downs from the rich. What kind of God will that be? The moment you say God makes somebody rich, you have accused God of creating class in society. That's why that theology cannot fly. But what has God done? He has put systems in the planet. That's why I gave you a series on the law in Genesis. That from the beginning of time, God set laws that govern this planet. And what man did was to discover those laws and engage those laws. If God were the one making people rich, the apostles should not be loud on things like he that does not work should not eat. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him work with his hand that which is good that he may have to give. The moment the apostles taught you that in the epistles, it exonerates God from being responsible for whether people are rich or not. Is there anything I can do to make God make me rich? Nothing. He makes nobody rich. So what does he do?
People are hearing from different people the same thing that I have been telling you here, that you need to use your brain in the days ahead, because the work we are doing is not just located in one side, it's everywhere. Please continue to share, make comments, ask questions. If we don't come to you now, we come later for you to respond to you. So you discussed Nigeria, we discussed other parts of Africa, we discussed the whole world. We bring everything, point out the issues, then direct you to the solution. Thank you.
South Africa is registered in America as a private company. Okay?
What?
Yes. It's not a country, it's a business. You can Google now on New York Stock Exchange. South Africa is registered there as a private company, which has directors and shareholders, not the South Africans. And I'm sorry, many South Africans will hear this and be shocked they are to their boots. But it's a fact. It's a fact. South Africa is registered in America.
Yep.
Yes, it's a fact. It's not, we're not bringing it for you to be emotional. No, it's for you to understand what the solution is and how to get to it. As we've told you in this show, that there's political freedom, there's economic freedom. Nelson Mandela was able to secure, and Winnie Mandela, of course. I keep mentioning Nelson Mandela, but it's actually Winnie Mandela, because Winnie Mandela was the one out for 27 years, fighting with 4 children, while Nelson Mandela was in prison. And once Nelson came out, what did the colonial masters do? They told him and insisted that he must sack his wife, because they cannot stand Winnie Mandela as a first lady. because she's not going to take chances. No wonder their freedom was cut short. So they gave them political freedom, but not economic freedom, because they had not built capacity to fill into spaces. That's why we're telling you, people, sometimes people wonder, why is it that we are doing it this way? We are learning from other people's mistakes. We don't want to have political freedom and not have spiritual freedom. We don't want to have spiritual freedom and not have economic freedom. We want freedom complete, all. And that's where we are crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's. Please, there's a video before this. Before we play this as the final one. So people are wondering what is happening in US. Why we're saying Trump is coming, Trump is coming. There's a reason why we're saying that. We're not just being emotional. It's not about I like your face, I hate your face. No, like my sister will say, it's about policies. Policies that will make life better for the whole humanity, the people everywhere. We chase policies. We chase truth, facts, and policies. That's what we chase on this show. So we are not emotional. Listen to this man and pay attention.
Hi, guys. I'm very tired, but I can't hide my excitement. What I'm going to say will blow your mind. So listen up and please share this. We have no idea what is happening right now. Joel Salatin was asked by the Trump transition team to become an advisor for the USDA. What does that mean? Joel Salatin is a well-known organic regenerative farmer. Organic regenerative farming is how it's supposed to be done. It keeps the soil healthy. It produces rich, nutrient-dense crops. It is what makes people strong. It is what builds our immune system. It is how God has intended agriculture to be. It is diametrically 100% the exact opposite of agriculture right now, where everything is done in a destructive, diabolical, toxic way that results in crops without nutrients that make people sick. What is going on here, people, listen to me, is a shift from everything diabolical, everything toxic, everything criminal, everything makes people unhealthy, sick, weak, poor. All that has been installed by the satanic elites the past century. They've poisoned healthcare, poisoned education. They've poisoned our finances. I mean, they've stolen the finances through the IRS. They've poisoned the whole medical industry, agriculture, the news, information, everything. And what we are seeing now is the early stages of an incredible historic transformation where all that will come to an end. The vaccines will be gone. Income tax will be gone. The lying media will ultimately be gone. Everything is coming to an end. The empire of Satan, the empire of the demons, the empire of everything that was built to suppress, to kill, to impoverish, to enslave humanity, all that will be taken down and will be replaced by divine alternatives that empower, that heal, that make us abundant in everything that's good. Nature will be restored. The people will be restored. Heaven is going to manifest itself on the earth instead of hell. We don't understand what's happening here. We don't understand what's going on with RFK, with Elon Musk, with Trump. They're imperfect people. They make mistakes. They say crazy things sometimes. But the overall picture is an indescribable historic shift from intense evil, indescribable darkness that has been unleashed onto the human race for over a century. That is coming to an end, and we're shifting into a new era where the good people are taking the place of the bad people. And we are going to see healing, restoration, deliverance in ways that many of us cannot even comprehend. We are in for an incredibly beautiful future.
So we want, like we say, for you to understand, have a global picture of what is happening. So you will not be in your one small place and think like, oh, this is this is that. is a bigger fight. Is a bigger. So in this world, we told you there are good people, there are bad people. Now, all the time, we have told you that the good people are more in number. The only problem is that sometimes they are not informed, and sometimes they are afraid to speak out. So, information. So finally, the world is coming to where everybody will have to sit up. And that's why we are bringing this information to you. Yes, you, because we want you to be part of this restoration. We are planning to restore not just Africa, not just your land, but the entire world, because it's partnership. That's why we call it alliance. NINAS is Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination. You have to work hand in hand with other people. You can't do it alone. This is not guerrilla warfare. This is not what you jump and say, I'm Biafra, I'm Biafra. No, you have to be on the same page with the rest of the world. And then you can go where the world is going so that you'll be able to take your own part of land. When everything is liberated, you'll be there to take your own. But you have to stand on your own ancestral land, answering your name, not being on somebody else's land. Thank you. So NINAS now. Pay attention, NINAS.
The same Murtala Mohammed, on the same date in 66, July 29, when they began their decapitation of people, he toppled Gowon and became the head. And the first task he went into was to now codify all of what they had gotten by decree, by brigandate from that 67. So that unitary arrangement they had imposed was now processed into a draft constitution. That was the task Mwabweze and Rotimi Williams performed for them, that Obasanjo perfected for them. Head slave, Olusegun Obasanjo. And so what came out as 1979 constitution was commissioned by way of draft in November of 1975 by Murtala Mohammed, who was the head of the military wing of the caliphate. Otherwise, tell me why he was the one that led the charge in 66 and led the charge in 75 to take over. That constitution that came through that process was the full implementation of that Ahmadu Bello's battle script of 1960. Make a map of Nigeria, put all of the people who did one thing or the other to create this monster we have now. Put them on that map, and you will see where Gowon belongs. You will see where Murtala falls in his Kano. They may have come from somewhere, but that's where they settled, just like Abacha. Abacha is Kano, but they lived in Kano. So he was in Kano. That's how Nigeria dealt with him. I mean, Murtala Mohammed, that was where he was buried at the end of the day. So you put all the principal actors on the map of Nigeria. You will then see the inheritors from the caliphate side, the Buharis of this world, the Yaradwas of this world. I'm talking about the general now. You remember this? There was one general that Boko Haram shot in his residence in Maiduguri in those days. Those are the kind of people. So they come, you look at that map that is broken into four, you see them there. Then you come to the middle belt, you see the Gowons, you see the Dajumas, you see the Usenis, you see the Garbas, Bamayi, brothers. So all such, look at where they are in the middle belt. Then the south as the conquered territory. And therefore, everything Obasanjo did for them was not of his own power. It was because he was, the slave master always appoints a head slave that enforces his will among the slaves, fighting for him, enforcing all kinds of evil. That's the role Obasanjo had played for them. And so, as head slave, he processed the wish of that caliphate as expressed by Murtala Mohammed into what became the 1979 constitution. Back to the subject of the day. You go to the preamble to that 1979 constitution. It's exactly a replica of what we have in 99. We, the people, having firmly and solemnly resolved to live in unity forever, do hereby make and give unto ourselves the following constitution. In a situation where it was by decree that Obasanjo enacted what he enacted, and that what the Constituent Assembly had, deliberated even after the initial draft that came from Murtala's commission. The Constituent Assembly that was convened in 1977, Murtala Mohammed had been killed by his confederates in 1976, and so the draft that had been made out for him was what the Caliphate handed to Obasanjo to say, you must process this unadulterated to become constitution. And when you conduct the election, one of us, the Fulani, must become president. That was how Shagari became president. He didn't win no election. I'm sure he had about 12 to 30. And so the point of the day is that this 1979 constitution was not a product of the people. It was no different from the amalgamation because it was by military fire, dictated by the Caliphate. So it unified Nigeria into 19 states because Murtala Mohammed had added to the 12 that were there before. It unified 19 states, defined everything everything, but there was no discussion amongst the people that were going to federate. It was now state and another state that were created by decree. So it wasn't even your project. And then they carried it forward in 1999. The story of 99 is too well known to bear any kind of reputation, because by providence, in their hurry to get away with their loot, Absalom Abaka recruited Abacha's chief legal advisor called Awalu Yadudu. Some may say he's a professor. If you insist to calling him professor, I would then say quota Professor Awalu Yadudu. Abacha's chief legal advisor was the one who midwifed the emergence of that 1979 constitution as 1999, just adding all the states they had created, because they had gone from 19 to 36 eventually. Bangladesh created some, Abacha created all that. And that was how it was. It was in between, in that darkness, that they also loaded the local government that they just sat in their offices and carved out 774 in all, loading the majority of it to people who do not bring a dime to the table. You saw what the Supreme Court tried to do the other time. And many of us are thinking that Tinubu is in charge of anything. These are all the covenants he had with them. You look at some of the things that happened in the military. You look at some of the things that happened through the courts. These are the covenants he had with them to hand over our local communities to them. That's part of what Tinubu covenanted with the caliphate as condition for coronating him in an election he didn't win. And P2B is loafing all over the place. So something they could not do by National Assembly, because people were now aware, people were now conscious of the games they were playing. They are trying to use the Supreme Court to rewrite the Constitution, because that, so those amendments, those parts of the Constitution that define those boundaries they impose, requires 4/5 majority to change. How are you going to raise 4/5 majority? And so they couldn't succeed through National Assembly. They now went in the direction of using the Supreme Court. And so we have discussed 3 rounds of unifying Nigeria without uniting. That uniting is where you identify the owners of the sovereignty across this vast territory. Yoruba land is not in dispute. You know the Yoruba people occupying Yoruba land. They could be country of their own, 60 million people today, if Nigeria were to fail. Why will Yoruba not be consulted? Why will it not be the decision of the Yoruba to be in union with the Igbo, to be in union with the Tiv or with the Fulani? That is what is at issue. That is what has to be resolved now. That is what nobody has been able to raise. Even the people that went to Lancaster House and who did the fight for independence, the ones who were still alive and active at the time we set up this process, they recognized that they did not quite understand the concept of sovereignty in terms of making sure that it is the owners of the lands, the indigenous, that's the distinct ethnic nationalities that had specific ancestral lands, who had to decide, who had to be the ones committing their sovereignty. They didn't understand it to that point. So they were satisfied that the British, that the foreigners have gone. Somehow people, all those boundaries, Eastern region, Western region, and then subsequently 12 states and 19 states and 30 states, everything was just flying in the air. It was when we came that we sat them down with our knowledge of jurisprudence, broke it down, and they say, hey, no wonder we were swindled in 1960. We didn't know this. And so we began to organize to identify the owners of the sovereignty: small Isoko, small Ishekiri, small Ogoni, medium Urobo, medium Ijo, medium Tiv, big Yoruba, big Igbo, big Hausa. We said, look, every land in Nigeria is owned by one group or the other. There's no loose end in that. Everybody, every single inch belongs to people you can identify. The British avoided them, sidestepped them in arriving at 1914. So they were unified by fiat, by decree. The process that went from 1967, culminated in 1979, again included all of them, unified them into the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But they were not united, because it is only by going to do that thing you saw in that preamble that they can be united. It will be of their own volition. They will be the ones submitting their land and their people, that is their sovereignty, in self-determination. Self-determination meaning that they were the ones who decided. And if you want to know what they decide, go back to that preamble. What do you see there? We, the Yoruba of Nigeria, having firmly and solemnly resolved with the Tiv, the Igbo, the Ijo, to be one political union that will not divide in the near future, do hereby make and give unto ourselves the following constitution. Until that statement becomes true, because there has been a discussion and a negotiation, it is that discussion and negotiation that they are running away from. That's why they are looking for the Appian way. They bring Olisabakoba to come and tell them rubbish. They bring Emeka Nyoko to come and give them another route. They bring Efeponda to come and draft constitution and all kinds of nonsense. But we have that constitution in a chokehold. Our signature cannot continue to sit on a document we did not make, that will now become titled document, that has become titled document in the hands of an enemy that is determined to execute all of us. That's what unitary Nigeria has been. A monster that feeds on the blood of the constituents. But it is our signature that is sitting there and sustaining it. The fact of union, that we are now in union, is on account of the false claim that we the people, we the Ogoni, we the Igbo, we the Yoruba. So we say we never met. At the time we set up this process, some of us may not know the gravity of what has happened, but the international community knows, because we had to go to inform them all the way to the UN Security Council, all the way to places of decision making across Washington. We went to the nationalities. We didn't leave any side out, including the Fulani that are causing the mayhem. We set up a meeting of the owners of Nigeria. That's what came out as Pronaco. It was a 20-year plan. We knew it took more than 250 years to lock us down, even before the British came. From the time Ahmadu Bello and co, Mandamfodi and co jumped into Gober in 1804. Of course, the Portuguese had come and gone in some way. Everybody was coming to poke, but eventually it was what Mandamfodi was doing from that flank and what the British began to do in the early 19th century that became, the colonization that we found ourselves in after Berlin Conference. And so that confiscation of our lands and the conscription of our peoples into a union that was not to be discussed or defined or negotiated, they've escaped 3 rounds. The one the British did in 1914, the one Murtala Mohammed and his co-travelers, aided by Gowon and Obasanjo, who concluded it for them in 1979, and the one Absalam Abaka, aided by Awalu Yadudu, in 1999. And so the reason we're breaking these things down in this manner is for all of those who are fed up with what Nigeria is dishing out to them, whether they're killing you in the Middle Belt, or they seize your oil and gas in the Joland, or they're threatening you in Yoruba land, or imposing people who are ruining your lives as governors, because it is that constitution that enable all those things. You can't do your road, you can't elect who will govern you, you can't even decide whether you want to be in union with anybody, because the people who owe it a duty of faith, the ones who impose Sharia in their own space, and who owe it a duty of faith to kill others as infidel. You put my signature on a document I had nothing to do with, I've never seen or heard about. You put my signature there to say I'm the one that agreed to be in union with the Buhari that whose allegiance is with his own faith and his own feudal neighborhood. So we are in a union of master and servant that does not respect the sanctity of life because of Sharia. So it has to be my decision to be in union with them. And the remedy available to all of those who are crying across the length of breadth of Nigeria is called self-determination. Self-determination is an incident of your sovereignty. Your sovereignty is your sovereignty. That is the ultimate right to control that ancestral land. That is what is called sovereignty. You have the highest say. Nobody can come to tell you anything there. So that right to have that highest say is what is called self-determination. So if you are going to be in union, it has to be you standing on your land, your big Ijo land, your small Ogoni land, your small Isoko land, the big Yoruba land. It must be Yoruba people standing in Yoruba land as the owners of the sovereignty that Yoruba land represents, unburdened by Nigeria, uninhibited by Nigeria. The same thing, Ijo people standing on Ijo land, their ancestral space, now federating, negotiating to be in one political union with others. That is what has to happen. And if it's not happening soon enough, the reason we went so slowly across these many years was that we had to talk to everybody. We had to get those who were not on speaking terms to begin to speak to themselves and make a map of their own territory to create internal cohesion, because the British and the Caliphate set them up one against the other. You needed to see the number of wars that the Tiv and the Jukun were fighting. Today, Theophilus Danjuma is the one running helter-skelter to see how the killings in Tivland can stop. But before then, it was Jukun and Tiv day and night. Igbo should not be allowed to come near Ogoni land. Ken Saro-Wiwa eventually lost his life to the people who rallied him into that wickedness. Abacha slept on the same camp beds with Ken Saro-Wiwa throughout that period of the war. They made him administrator of Boni province. Go and check what the territory that they called Boni in that eastern region. Go and check more than the states there today. And then when his eyes began to open and he began to talk about what right Ogoni will have and what right others will not have, he became the enemy, and they framed him, hung him, and melted his body with acid. The fellow that did it, his name is Dauda Komo, Lieutenant Colonel. Search around, you will find him. These are the kind of monsters that gathered to dance and wine to celebrate their great general, Yakubu Gowon. And so, by this meeting of today, we're informing ourselves that the issue, that joint jailbreak that is building up to happen, because the Nigeria defined by that constitution, to the extent that that constitution is a fraud, and we have shown it to be a fraud to those who are the victims of that fraud. That's the constituent components of Nigeria, the owners of the sovereignties that are confiscated and conscripted. That title deed, which is a forgery and a fraud, can no longer be basis of any union. As of today, we do not have any union. I'm sure you heard Ayade Banjo shouting it in Lagos at the Colombo of Emeka Anyoku. I'm sure you heard people saying it on TV. You heard Kingsley Moghalu saying it. We have no union. You heard Professor Akinwale saying we have no project. Let us go and agree. You had Dixon, Senator Siriake Dixon, former governor of Bayelsa. You heard him saying it on Arise TV that the constitution is a fraud. We have no union.
Yep, we have no union. So stop the lies. Stop the lies. We have no union. We thank God for our brother who is ever speaking for us. I mean, if this is how history class are being taught, my dear Manila, all our historians, and they're telling us to go and do ba. When other people are holding us hostage. It was never about the economy of Nigeria. It was never about the lack of infrastructure. It was never about anything. It's always like, wait for God, have a hope, become a hope addict. Wait for God, he will do it for you. Keep clapping and babbling in the middle of the night and all will be well. And we will tell you guys that these people are partners in crime. They are still committing crimes against our people. They are so unrepentant as we are speaking. They are planning to pray for a rebirth of a crime against humanity called Nigeria. A sin against humanity called Nigeria. A prison yard that is holding the smartest people in an open-air prison. These criminal pastors are still going around saying they want to pray for a rebirth of a new nation. My people, when are we going to wake up and salute these people in the appropriate way, the way the ancestors would do it? How do we answer these criminals parading as men of devil? Let me not get excited. We have work to do today. Our topic is so much in line with what we're going. They will never stop until we stop them. I need Rega Israeli style. You slap us, we release a nuke. We're not doing slap. We need to treat them that way. Besides, they've stolen all the resources and they're hanging all over. They're waiting for any because they know they were never there to lead the people. It was never, ever about our people. It has always been about them and their families. Every time this governor will finish, the other governor will go in, and our people are going backwards. We gave you guys a calculation of how many years a child that is born during Tinubu's term. By the time the interim president finishes his shenanigan, that child will be 8 years of age. Then we allow Wike, the terrorist himself, to come in, because then it will be his turn. Then the child will be 16 years. Look at Wike, the drunkard, the man that cannot manage a wife and 3 children. Then we will allow another criminal to come out. Our child will become 24 years. And you guys think this is okay? Mothers, fathers, aunts, sisters, you guys praying for Nigeria to continue to exist under these circumstances? Oh, I forgot. You have a strategy to blackmail God so he can come and do it for you. Well, I have news for you. You guys will learn the hard way because he ain't coming. You'll be waiting another 500 years. Our topic, national security and the public's right to know. According to Daughters of Truth, we ask, how do we expect to get secret information released to us when the interests of our slave master is at stake? How do you do that? Because we heard of a brother running around like nuggets under the private area, thinking that he can get something done. History has it that bronze bull, a torture and execution device of an ancient Greece, ended the lives of both the inventor and the tyrant. It was supposed to, okay, let me reread this again. History has it that the bronze bull, a torture and execution device of ancient Greece, ended the lives of both the inventor and the tyrant it was invented for when the people revolted against the tyranny and the tyrant. That's what we call 2 in 1. The prosperity of the prosperity.
Use one stone to kill 2 birds.
Yes, it's called 2 in 1, man. We're not wasting time. Very soon it will be 4 in 1. So the prosperity of the world, especially the Western world, depends on the exploitation and oppression of Africans and Nigerians, of course. In other words, the wealth of this colonial Britain and the greedy globalists is created through Black oppression still ongoing and Black failure. This is the main concept of colonialism and neocolonialism. Everything that they do is all about you. The money that they steal, the resources they are still stealing, the pretense, even the Black people that they have in their nation, they held them hostage. So to rise from this historical and systemic darkness, the entire Africa in diaspora, indeed, in fact, the entire global Black community must step into light with both wisdom and resolve. The path to redemption lies not in confrontation alone, but in intelligent engagement, which we have emphasized on endless time here on this show. But in intelligent engagement, strategically appealing to the global powers that have for too long embraced destructive ideologies that perpetuate inequality and fuel endless conflict in our continent. The time has come for us to negotiate, to persuade, to lure the misguided yet influential forces who continue to steer the world towards self-destruction and show them the better way forward. We know that true progress for humanity and for Black people in particular can only begin when we wake up to the reality of our situation and embrace profound responsibility that is ours alone to shape our future and is not for any God anywhere. So consciousness is the first step in this awakening, recognizing the forces that have kept us shackled both mentally and materially, and understanding our immense collective power. From that awareness comes action, and from that action, the world will witness a transformation that not only uplifts us, but also uplifts all humanity. So in this moment, the responsibility falls upon the shoulders of Black people, not simply to lament the past, but to reclaim the future, driving the global conversation towards peace, unity, and sustainable progress. The path to redemption does not lie in passive hope. It does not lie in ba, 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 or going to the church and thinking you can fast and turn yourself to dry fish for God to come. But rather, it lies in active responsibility for our destiny. The world has been a stage for conflict, but we have the power to rewrite the script. So let us begin this journey with both clarity and determination, for the road to healing and global harmony begins with us. So today, we will continue our engagement in this intellectual conversation regarding our liberation from colonialism and neocolonialism, because they are alive and well. As we speak, this economy of this place where we live, called USA, is making money off of Black people once again. There are mass incarceration going on. Our brothers and sisters are being used to make money for their slave masters. The descendants of the slave masters are still in business. But instead of slavery, they have come up with other business plans on how to continue to use Black people to make money. They keep them at the bottom of the barrel, keep them sick, so they make the most money. Go and look at the data. The data is out there. They make the most money off of Black people because they are the ones that are sick. They are the ones with high inflammatory markers all over their system, breaking down. You will see a 40-year-old with massive hypertension already. When you look at the background, you can see this guy has been on fire from day one. So you think if they can do it to their own so-called countryman, the one that lives close to them somehow around the neighborhood, it's you, the monkey and the baboon, that they will leave. You have something else coming for you. I will allow my sister to add while I pull up the PowerPoint.
Yes, my dear. Thank you so much for that wonderful and powerful introduction, setting us ready, putting us in the mood for this all-important conversation. For those that are stumbling on this video for the first time, this is Daughters of Truth, Daughters of Truth live show. We come here every Saturday for this type of engagement. We don't come to show you any part of the body or tell you things that will not make sense. No, because our life, we are in danger. if you are listening to us, if you're here, if you're a Black person, know you are an endangered species.
Seriously.
You are an endangered species. So you must stop, must turn around from your goofiness. Get engaged. Be part of this conversation, because it's all about the liberation of you, your land, your assets, your children, generations to come. And this job, we must do it together. Like my sister said, the topic is national security and the public's right to know. Thank you.
Yep. Yes, it is. So let's look at the objective for today. We have already given you guys the introduction. We are going to look at how their economy grew around slavery and exploitation of Africa, which I mentioned earlier is still ongoing. And then we're also going to look at how Nigeria is irredeemable with the 1999 Constitution. Oh, this is according to Emeka Anyukwu. Ha! Emeka Anyukwu came back. Father God, we thank you. Okay. Have they given him his Ghana must go back? What are they? Well, Tinubu took the whole money and didn't give him his own part. What do you think he's going to say if he didn't give him his own Ghana must go back? And then we're going to look at take-home points and then our Nina's 4-point agenda, that if you understand this, at the end of the year, we're going to have a giveaway. Anyone that can summarize the Nina's template for us will stand to win 100,000 naira. Anyone that can summarize.
Yay.
Then we are going to use it to end the show. Anyone for the year, anyone that can summarize Nina's template for us, wherever you are, you send it. We will hand you over some money. And we know
Is it old people or new people? What's a target?
Anyone that can summarize it.
Okay.
It's open for all. Anyone that can summarize it.
100K.
And we are going to look to give even smaller amounts to those that may be able to, like maybe we should even do it the first week of Christmas.
Okay.
We'll just do it, 25, 25, 25, then move it up to the grand slam of 100,000. We are serious about what we're doing because we are so convinced as mothers that if you guys understand what is on the table, when you hear like Tinubu and the Britain and the 10 Downing Street, like if we understand what we need to do, the game is over.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's my responsibility to end an open air prison holding the most intelligent Black people hostage. We need to end it, and it's not complicated. Just that we are not paying attention. Our mind is everywhere. We're following Chije, Doje, Kosahian, again. We're following all these people. We're wasting our time. The same thing African Americans do here.
Yes.
We're following people talking and doing this, and when their neighborhood is on fire. Can you believe the will of African American mother in America that goes and buries their 16-year-old every weekend?
It's terrible.
Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about that.
Destruction.
I happen to be working with two mothers that lost their child within 1 month. One, the son was killed in November. One, the son was killed in December. That was 2 years ago. Nobody. You hear them going to funerals. You think they're going to grandmother's funeral. Their 16-year-old was shot in the head. And then when you look, the celebrities are there talking.
Yeah.
Within 1 day, they will raise $10 million for Kamala. Within another day, the Black women will raise 50 million for Ndemwa. And none of them have ever thought, how do we stop this mayhem? You guys think God will forgive you when a single mother keep losing, or single mothers keep losing their sons, their baby sons? Mad people. Of course, we cannot move forward without reminding you guys where we live, Osman Don Fodio's estate. That's why nothing is moving forward. That's why now they are trying to mix us all together like Akbaji or something. I don't know, stew. They will bring Onyara, come, everybody come. We are rebuilding Nigeria. We are rebuilding, everybody come.
Unification. Want to unify you. Because we told you our problem is how to jam us together like slaves everywhere.
I look at the people currently running that place called Great Britain, and I'm so utterly disgusted that our generation allow those Itiboribo. My people know what I'm talking about. Itiboribo, we are allowing them to be controlling us in 2024. Quite despicable and disgusting at this point.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, I mean, video. This video is used for educational purposes only. Somebody was sending me a text from work. Like, really? How did that come on my screen? Anyhow, yeah. So we're using these things for our people to learn. Please continue to help us to share and like. Just for that, you know, our YouTube is not monetized. It's all about for educational purposes. Please help us to share, subscribe, like, and love. So let's look at the economy which grew around slavery and exploitation of Africa. The American public has the right to know certain things if they request. Actually, I used this thing myself when I was doing a paper for someone. They didn't have all the information. We have to use this Freedom of Information Act to request for information from the immigration to be sent. So we'll make sure the information that we have is correct. So I know about this firsthand. So the Freedom of Information Act is the United States Federal Freedom of Information that allow full or partial disclosure of previously unreleased or uncirculated information and document controlled by U.S. government upon request. Like I said, I have done this before and it came in the mail. It was fast. It was unbelievably fast. So this act defines an agency record subject to disclosure. It outlines mandatory disclosure procedures and also includes 9 exemptions that define categories of information that are not subject to disclosure. So bottom line, not all of them, not everything is, I don't know how to stop this, people. Hold on, let me turn this up off for my thing. Okay. Anyhow, so not everything is open for disclosure. Yeah, there are some things. This act also was intended to make U.S. agency function more transparently so that American people could more easily identify problems in the government functioning and put pressure on Congress, agency officials, as well as the president to address them. It also has been changed repeatedly by the legislative and executive branch. It's known for being invoked by the news organization for reporting purposes, though such uses make up only 10% of all the requests. But this does not include information that affects their national security, of course. So let's see if that one is leaked. Every now and then we hear that it's leaked. They do not owe you, the slave, the slave in an open air prison called Nigeria. They do not owe you any obligation to release any information to you. They don't, especially when they say it's about their security. So the weight of Britain, America, is built on exploitation of Black people. I'm going to find a video that said this guy, I'm not really sure what was his background, but he talks about how when the British crown was about to lose all their colonies, they went and recruited Americans, and so that's how Americans became on top and say, hey, come and help us to hold this criminal, these things that we stole all over. Please help us. And then we become partners. You decide how many you're going to take instead of us to lose it. The man did a very good job of explaining it. I said, okay, this is where this marriage of the Britain and the US came up.
Yeah, they always do that. That's what they did in case of Biafra genocide. You know, when Britain found out that the Biafrans are more formidable than they thought, they had to go and recruit the rest of their brothers and then give them all the share. That's why I see all these oil companies, RG, this one from Shell, this one from America, this one from France, this one from the Soviet Union, this one. That's how they brought them in. And so this part.
Come and help us. Yeah, come and help us to steal these things. So you get your own pot.
Exactly.
That's your own pot. Yes. So racism is the main concept in American political and economic and social structure. This is according to our brother, Dr. Uma. This man is loaded with so much information. If you do have time, follow him on YouTube and his social media, Ufatunde Uma. People are afraid of him. They say he's controversial because he tells them the truth. Because, you know, every time you tell the truth, they start labeling you. Unless if you're twerking and hanging and embarrassing Black women. Facebook will allow everybody to follow you on YouTube. But once you're telling Black people, wake up, you're being exploited, they will say, you pull like that.
They will flag your show, just like they're flagging this show now. Please share again. If you share again, because They're flagging the show. They always do that.
They always do that.
Yeah.
But they will find that. They will find that we're from Undibo.
Yep.
What we are doing is offline. They will find that. They will learn the hard way. How about that?
They will learn the hard way. it doesn't end on this social media. This is just where we see information.
Yep. So they created wealth for themselves, like I mentioned before, through Black oppression and Black failure. They caused them, Black people were doing so well here. They caused them to leave all their businesses in the name of integration, only for you to get there. And they made meeting. Nobody ready. It's still ongoing. Nobody talks to you. They look at you with foreign eye. You will see people receiving favor when you're doing all the work. They created poor health for Black people. Like we mentioned, poor foods and medical care. They don't even have medical care. What they have is sick care. They also create the criminal justice system that largely proportionately affecting Black, especially Black men, locking them all up as if we are still in Jim Crow time. So if the economy grew around slavery, war crisis, and exploitation of Black people, now how do you expect them to willingly release vital information that will help end your oppression to you? Well, except you somehow convince them that it will also benefit them or help to promote their national security. Because these people that we know of, they are not, they don't believe in emotional, God, no, please, or no. They may work with you if you have facts and it will benefit them. I'll allow my sister to continue.
Yes, they deal with facts. Facts, and what will benefit them. They don't play emotional games. So that's what we're here to break it down for our people, for you to understand who you're dealing with. The white man deals with facts and figures. He does not believe in empty hope, nor on emotions. Like my sister said, Black people are now hope addicts. That's because sometimes we say, well, they have Christianity here. They brought it here. They brought some part of it to you, not God. They strategically brought it. Why they brought it is not because they want to introduce God to you. It's part of their strategy to conquer you.
Ruling tools.
Yes. So that's why they brought it. And that's why when people are saying, they brought it, that's not. So you know the purpose. Why did they bring it? Why did Rome bring Roman Catholic Church? Why did England? Why did all the countries? That's why each of these church, they have their own kingdoms. It's a kingdom of Roman Catholic Church, answerable to Rome. Kingdom of Anglican Church, answerable to England. Kingdom of Baptist, answerable to America. Kingdom of all the you people know their names. You can write it in the comment section for us. You know them. So they are there. They are bringing their kingdom to exploit your land. So they take all. They can take all. Just like octopus. The time we told you that these people come like octopus. Eight tentacles. Here is sucking here. Here is sucking here. This is sucking here. This is sucking here. At the end of the day, it is exploitation of Black man. So your own brothers, the picture you're seeing here, see them with their big heads. They became pastors and became bishops and now decided to join the colonialists in milking you as well. So that's why you're crying. They're not hearing what you're saying. You see all of them. There's none that you see there that does not have fat head, fat neck, like obese, because they're swallowing everything while you are drying up like okuroko, like momo, like dry fish, bonga fish. So the Black church and their greedy, selfish leaders made all of us to become stupid hope addicts. Very soon now in January, they will start 100 days prayer and fasting, 40 days prayer and fasting. Yeah, we did it. We prayed, fasted. Not because I was looking for anything though, but we thought that that's part of what to do. So when we put ourselves in it until we now continue to study, because usually anything we get into, we want to find out, get information out, and know where we're going. Thank God. That's why they didn't get us completely. As we were going in the system, we were studying the system, examining, using our brain. We didn't drop our brains at home. We went with our thinking caps. So when you hear your pastor, Adeboye, telling you, yes, We prayed. That's why $1 is not 10,000 naira. That's why it's still stopping. It's preparing you ahead of what they want to do so that you will come for prayer conference and continue to do ba 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 like my sister said. So they continue to give our people clever excuses to sit around and do nothing about their situation and their predicament. They taught us to wait for agents of change coming like angels. They're going to come from heaven to change. Say, it is well. Yes, God will help us. Eshanumio, Baba, have mercy, have mercy. But when it's his own, he's not sitting down saying, have mercy, Eshanumio. He will go and do what he wants to do. Collect your money. Like now, January is coming. No, December 1st. They're preparing for different conferences. Shiloh, what are those names they call? All to exploit you. End of year is coming, all of that. Some people, their family members will come all the way from America. They will not go to be with them. They will go to Shiloh to go there and deceive themselves while their house is on fire. All we're saying is we need to turn around. These people, we are not against God, like we always tell you. You could get inspired, have a spiritual experience, and get inspired. Inspiration, like music, like solution to problems. You could get a spiritual experience because we're Africans. We don't want to take that away from us. We knew God before the white man came.
Sister, somebody say, please call out their names of the criminals.
Well, there are many now. See the page where somebody I won't call. All of them. You can be writing the name there. Adeboye, Oyiboye, Ajiboye, Ajigoye, Abiyoye, Abigogo, all their names. You are seeing the PowerPoint, Pollination, all of them. You type it there. All of those people with big auditorium. That big auditorium is a mass, like, brainwashing camp. Where you are turned into moron that you're not able to think anymore. Chris, Oyokilome, the other Chris, the one that will not marry.
The man that cannot manage a wife and 3 daughters.
Exactly.
Just are there allowing him to pray for you. From where to where?
Yeah, and where do you? And then
calling him daddy.
That one self, I don't know whether an agege be. That one, no woman, they stay safe. One, you go. Two, you go. I don't even know whether you even get picking. Like, so much secrecy. And that's what they have transferred to our people so that they can milk you like the colonial monsters and take everything to you. So we're saying that we are not against our people who are that will have spiritual experience, which we keep telling you can have that one in your house. We used to have OB in where we come from, where we stay and pray, communicate with our Creator. So we are saying that you cannot make decisions based on hope and fictions. Our ancestors do not do that. If not, they will not go and be farming yam. Prepare ahead. Put all the farmlands in place. Then farm. Know that this is the time for farming. This is time for harvest. This is Obaji, where they store the yam. If you tie it meticulously the way they tie it, no insects will go there and eat it till the next time when they will farm yam. How many are we saying? How many are we saying? Our ancestors never built on hope and fiction. They were very realistic people, and they did their things with brain. So whose children are you? Whose children are you? Go back to what your ancestors were doing. Stop allowing these efulefus to fool you around. These are criminals. These are puppets. The colonial monsters puppets. So we are saying, if there's going to be a divine intervention, let the divine intervention meet you while you're walking, while you're making those changes. Not sitting down, waiting for it, doing nothing and acting stupid. No, we must make our decisions based on facts and our realities. What is our reality? You will study it and find out what it is. Then you follow it. So sometime in this show, we told our people that Nigerian Christians have lost their saltiness. Because we read in the Bible where it says, you are the salt of the world. You are the light of the world. We say, okay, where the salt now? It's like, your salt don't finish you. As we are saying that one, they went and brought white chalk. After grinding it, poured it inside the salt, the small remaining salt that was remaining. They now added chalk inside it. My people, type for us. Did they increase or decrease the saltiness? Can you imagine? Common sense will tell you that you are making the salt to go down, the quality of the salt to go down. We have told you that Nigeria is still a colony of Britain. Britain is the head antichrist and globalist movement. They imposed this Islamic constitution, this Islamic constitution of 1999 constitution. Islamic constitution on a supposed secular nation. Somebody is helping us to type them. Waloke, Enenche, Elbuba, Urisha Jafo, Boju Oyomede, Michael Konkwo, Oyedepo, Adeboye. Thank you, Bro Tony. Please, the names are countless. You people know them. So these people, the British, the head antichrist, because these church leaders that do not know how to read their Bible will be there telling you people the Antichrist is coming. Antichrist is coming. And meanwhile, Antichrist is here. He's already here. These British people that we told you is the head Antichrist, head of Antichrist, and head of global movement, globalist movement, imposed on the people, on Nigeria, an Islamic constitution, on a nation that is supposed to be secular.
Unbelievable.
We set out to build a secular nation. They imposed an Islamic constitution. 1999 constitution is an Islamic constitution. Go and check it. It's an Islamic. It promotes Islam more than any other thing. That one that you saw them do last few weeks ago, that they wanted to broad the Islam, that one is just moi moi. They imposed it on us, and they did not stop there. They went and brought Sharia and imposed it on 12 contiguous northern states in a place that we said we want to build secular nation. And now they are using Fulani Islamic terrorists to kill off Christians and indigenous ethnic nationalities.
I'm reporting that is how farmers and headers clash
Like
with
we
their
always
so-called
do.
fake media.
Exactly. They will always lie. So this is globalist Islamic agenda. And America under Trump understands this agenda. The rest have been playing games. But the Republicans, as God will help those that are working on self-determination, they paid attention to understand this. Because everybody go chop breakfast. This thing that is cooking in Nigeria, if it's not stopped, everybody go chop breakfast. No be go come. Everybody go hear them. As a result of all this nonsense going on in Nigeria, there are now several agitations for freedom and self-determination. And you people are seeing it by the indigenous peoples. Both those that are doing it right and those that are not doing it right. What are they looking for? It's quest to end colonialism and neocolonialism. In entire Africa, you see what is going on. As people are receiving more information, they are knowing like, okay, this is what is going on. With all this going on, what did the church leaders do?
You mean the criminal leaders?
Yes, your criminal church leaders that you have been giving your tithe and offering, paying your soul to, working in their slave camp that they call a church. What did they do? What is their response? What is their response to all these things that I just enumerated? Kumui and Edeboye, Deeper Life and Redeem. What did they do? They went and connected with colonial Britain and Arab clerics and Arab world to unite all faith and religion. They call it unification of faith. Call it, they say, Global World Change.
Ndoshi.
Change Makers International. CMI. You know, here we tell you all the time we are change makers because we tell you they watch us. They flag us and do all that, but they download our video and go and watch because our show is full of information, it's fully packed. We research very well before we come. So they watch us. So when they go, they will bring something that looks like what we're saying to be like, oh, we are doing it. Did not change. Change, like Buhari change. Everybody's looking for change. Okay, we are change makers. We are thoughts in their head. Can they run? When you hear global world change or change makers international, it is the same thing as globalization and globalist movement by Europe and Arab. What did we say? When you hear change makers international, is the same globalization agenda by Europe and Arab. The globalists use two main religions. We've told you here. They use two main religions to brainwash the people and keep them subjugated, inactive, while they wait for the return. The Christians are waiting for Christ to return. Hey, wait, Christ should come and rapture us. End time. All these things are saying, oh, it's too many. Christ, come and rapture us out of here. Christ, come and rapture us out of here. The same Christ told you, occupy till I come. Sit down, stay and walk. You say, no, take me out of here. I don't want to do anything. Rapture me. If COVID passed, they say, rapture is coming. If influenza come, they say, rapture has come. If measles come, they say, rapture is coming. That's for Christians. That's their own setup. Then for Muslims, they're waiting for Antichrist. There's a name they call the Antichrist that is coming. Those ones is the same brainwashing. You are all slaves in slave camp. So what these people that call themselves church teachers or church leaders or Muslim leaders or Muslim clerics, what they don't understand is that these two things are not necessarily human beings, but they are both two opposing systems. System of light and darkness, system of life and death, system of freedom and bondage, and they're already in operation. They are not coming, they're here already. They have been here for over 2,000 years. And they're in full operation recruiting membership.
And you falling for it.
Yes, and you are falling for it. And unfortunately, your mega church leaders, those noise makers, those those ones that have nothing inside their head, they cannot preach gospel, Christ. They will, because they have nothing. They've not read the Bible. They don't know what is inside it. So they will hear, talk up and down, talk these witches and wizards, this one, Motafafaya people, all those people. These are noise makers. They have been recruited specifically for this job. And they have been doing it very well. First, they helped the colonial monsters to keep the people shallow-minded and poor. Who wants to fight for stolen resources and wealth when you are distracted, hungry, and poor? You never fight for your things now. You never fight for the resources in your land. Because
and the terrorists that are distracting you looks like the so-called God that you're supposed to meet at some point.
Okay. Because the people's mind have been brainwashed, so it's shallow. They can't think deep. Then the social media influencers will be on there tweaking, bringing out their marriage and their divorces and all their things and all the evil they're doing in their rooms. They bring it for you. They say, have you seen the video? Have you seen the video? Hey, what are you doing with the video of evil people? What are you doing with it? If you watch those stupid videos, will they bring rice on your table? Will they bring Gary on your table? Have you seen how your mind is messed up? Distracting you. After they'll bring another one, Big Brother Africa, Sister Africa, all to distract you. It's not to make you know God. It's not anything about God. It has nothing to do with God. And then you'll be hungry, of course, because you're going to be very poor. Is it when you're watching videos and stupid videos and is it that you will work for and make money? No, you won't even. Is it when you're not sleeping, you are up night vigils, being distracted? Is when you sleep. As you're sleeping, there's a realm of sleep you enter. Ideas and inspiration will come for you to create wealth, but you are not allowed to sleep because you have to be up, doing night vigil and doing stupid prayer, chasing witches and wizards and things that are not chasing you.
My dear, somebody called me a witch. I say, hey, well, if I catch you, if I wish I can get my wings, I will suck all your blood, every one of it. So you will see what a witch looks like.
I do. It's terrible. That's the level they are operating. That's where they kept them. And it's so sad. If when you tell you truth, they say, oh, you witch, you're stopping me. Meanwhile, the witches that are sucking your blood are your church leaders, business, and the politicians. They're sucking your blood. What we need, listen, is decolonization of Nigeria and Africa, not unification of Christians and Muslims. What did we say again? Are you hearing us? Share and tag Adeboye Kumuyi, because what will happen to them? You see, that thing that are reading in the Bible, how God destroys people, there will be example. God will use them as an example because they don't know that God is real. And we are telling you, we're not saying that God is not real. We say that the God that is real is the God of our ancestors, our own God. He's real. And he's coming for these people that have been sucking our blood. What we want is decolonization of Nigeria and Africa, not unification of Christians and Muslims. There's a reason why we are all diverse. It's not unification of Igbo and Yoruba, unification of this. No. We are diverse, multiculturally, in our language, in our religion, and it's okay. That's how God created us. We are diverse. It does not stop us from working in harmony if things are put in right perspective and put right. What we need to do is to liberate everybody from colonialism and neo-colonialism, not joining us together inside the slave camp. The battle line is drawn. Choose ye this day who you will serve. As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord Yeshua HaMashiach. Go and do whatever you're doing. Your end is coming. Like Hezekiah. Hezekiah used 15 years that was remaining extended for him to destroy his household and his country. You old men, you better repent, because you, by your own hand, you're going to undo all that you did, all the life, whether 40 years or whatever that you did their ministry. We want our people to understand that what white and Arab globalists and colonialists call politics and diplomacy is funded, maintained, and expanded on the principles of Black oppression.
It's still going on right now in Sudan.
Of course, everywhere is Black oppression and exploitation, rooted in the need to oppress, exploit Black people, Africans and Nigerians. Their economy grew around slavery and is still growing around war, crisis in Africa, because they need to export ammunition and firearms. They will go cause war and then export ammunition to you. They are building their economy. It's always how to build their economy. They naturally enjoy war and crisis. That's why you see from colonialism, from slave trade to colonialism, from colonialism to neo-colonialism, now it's terrorism. All the ism, they create it because they're not intelligent. That's the only way they can make money and do something about wealth.
Mm-hmm.
But we enjoy peace. We are different. We are lovers of peace. You see, we love to dance. We love to be happy. You're saying something, my sister?
No, I say we are lovers of humanity.
Exactly, lovers of humanity. But now you see that our survival requires more than just that. So redemption begins with the Black people becoming sufficiently conscious of the situation and taking responsibility of their own future. Be ready to form alliance and work with well-meaning citizens who believe that all men are born equal and human life is sacrosanct. Don't join white, British, Arab, globalist, and colonialist agenda. If whenever they disguise it as world change, you are not their equal. They will just use you and dump you. We have an example that they call Bacon's Rebellion. It was an armed uprising in Virginia colony from 1676 to 1677. It was led by Nathaniel Bacon. You can go and check it out. It says against colonial governor, but it was against themselves, by themselves. But they used Black people. So they have been doing it. They will use Black people, get enough number to undo their own brother. So if you don't know, you'll be joining them. I'm this one, Democrat, I'm Republican. You're just a number that are using. They throw you here and there, and they use you to fight their brother. You have to get brain. You have to be understand, because the enemy is very subtle. Be careful. Pay attention. Like we keep telling you, most NGOs they have is just for them to use and distribute food. They are puppets. Collect money, collect grants, make money, distribute crumbs to the people. That's what they're doing. They're adopting African children, even marrying them. Those that are relocated to UK and relocated to US on economic exile, they are losing their children to foster care system. They are losing their children. The colonialists lack the ability to solve problems. What they do is put
bandits. What they do is to create problem and give you an illusion of solution.
Exactly. That's what they do. So, like my sister told us at the beginning of this show about the Greece bronze bull. If you look at the picture, please, the next slide, my dear. If you look at the picture, you see what a human being invented. How you put somebody, this is a torture device. If people that can invent this type of thing, what can they not invent? You put a human being inside here, and then as he's slowly roasting alive, the sound will be turning, and the cow will be sounding, screaming like bull is rolling, but it's the scream of the person that is dying. If people could invent something like this, what else can they not invent? Have you seen what we're telling you people?
What we are dealing with.
This is what the people, this type of mind, this is the mind, the sick mind that we are dealing with. This is why we tell you that the colonialists will eventually be destroyed by their invention, because they are not smart. They do not know that by what they are doing, keeping Africa and Black people down, that they are destroying their own selves, destroying humanity. So as more Africans are waking up to revolt against colonialism and neocolonialism, what happened to the people that invented this bronze bull will happen to the same people that have been promoting tyranny. Thank you. Please leave us a comment, a question. We'll look at Nigeria is irredeemable with 1999 constitution. My sister, are you taking over, please?
Go ahead.
Nigeria is irredeemable with 1999. We told you that it's Njoku, Emeka Anyaoku that said it. The full quote is, Nigeria is irredeemable with 1999 constitution. Angel Gabriel can't save us. That is what Emeka Anyaoku has said. He's trying to tell you that you going for election, 2027 election, looking for that angel that will not come and save you.
That's what they show now. Remember, we told them that not even Jesus Christ of Nazareth, even if God, the God himself, even if he shows up and tell you he will save Nigeria, begin to stone that God, because that God will say criminal.
Exactly. So, and for those that are not used to Nigeria, as who is Emeka Anyaoku, he's a former Commonwealth Secretary General. That's who he was. So he knows what he's saying. And he said this on November 14, 2024. And now that you have seen and heard how far Western countries, especially globalists and colonialists, will go to protect colonialism and neocolonialism in Africa, what are you going to do? Yes, you listening to us, you watching us, what are you going to do? Are you just going to be lamenting? What are you going to do? She said, you know that under colonialism, Africans and Nigerians and their citizens do not have the right to know the full background of their so-called leaders, including those holding the highest office in the land. You don't have the right. Under colonialism and neocolonialism projects, you won't get it. It's not.
When you're coming to America, you have to get a police report. You have to go and do background checks. You have to do all these things.
Even to get job of training dog, to look after dog in Western world, they will do your background check.
It's true.
But to now be the president of a country, over 250 million human beings, your background is not important and it has to be kept away from you. Have you seen what we're saying? These governments, politicians, and entities will go to any extent to protect their criminal agents and assets, because they confuse you with English. Oh, it's asset. It's asset. It's not agent. It's agent. It's not asset. They will keep those information even to the detriment of Africans and Nigerians.
Where do you come? Look at what's going on in Haiti.
Exactly. Exactly. So what are you going to do about it? So we're asking our people. We're asking those that are making noise on social media. We're asking those that are not agreeing, understanding that they need to embrace Nina's proposition. What is your plan? What are you going to do about it? Just lament? And Jenje, what are these names? You be on social media talking for hours because you're making money from YouTube. You gather your men, foolish people sitting down there discussing what you have no clue about.
Dr. Damage.
Don't know anything about. The other one that is in Canada or be US or New York. Yes, I don't even know their names. Don't just sit and gather people. You see them with population, millions following them. What are they discussing? Stupid things. So is this, as a father of children, is this what you're going to do the rest of your life? Meanwhile, if you embrace this proposition, do half of what Daughters of Truth is doing, would have finished what we're doing. But no, you will not do it. You will do the one that will give you money so that Iguatoro will be following you. All the fools and they will follow you. And then you have 2 billion more followers and make your money, buy new cars, buy house. And then after that, what happens? Now that you know that you are 4th or 5th class citizen of the world, the pets in Western world, they are 2 or 3 steps ahead of you as a human being. For the goal of exploiting and stealing resources from Africa and African countries, Africa must be destabilized because that's the goal. They must not end colonialism by themselves willingly. They have to make Africa and Nigeria to be led by individuals who will perpetuate poverty and inequality. They must not exercise their rights to be sovereign. They must not govern themselves, manage their assets or resources, which is self-determination. The globalists will prioritize their own interest over the decolonization of Africa. If people are real, is this not where they fight against terrorism, illegal migration, drug trafficking, human trafficking, corruption, border control, security? Is not where it should start from. How can you colonize Africa and Nigerians, destabilizing their country, destabilizing everything so that you can steal the resources and turn around with one man that say you want to fight terrorism, you want to fight illegal migration, you want to fight other? What audacity do you have to say that? Should democracy not begin with fight for transparency, accountability, and sovereignty for the indigenous ethnic nationalities? Is that not where we should start? How do you hold your leaders accountable when higher authorities and stronger nations are supporting their criminality and lack of accountability? What magic do you want to do? They have international shields over criminal African leaders, both past and present.
You come and invest. After you finish destroying your people, you come and invest in one of their mansions and you get a citizenship for a job well done.
How can you now say you are promoting democracy or you're speaking for a better world? How will that happen? Where is it coming from? Secrecy, lack of trust, and so-called foreign interest will continue to undermine democratic values in the relationship between US and Africa, Europe and Africa, Britain and Nigeria. All those relationships will never work if you continue this idea. Under colonialism and neocolonialism, there will continue to exist complex power dynamics, yes, and foreign influence over government and governance, politics, policies, economics, economies, social and developmental structures in Africa and Nigeria. So far you maintain colonialism and neocolonialism, these things will continue. You have restricted access to background and history of African and Nigerian leaders under colonialism. That's what you will have. Those intending to lead or those that hold public offices and positions, especially those with past allegations of criminality. Under colonialism, you will continue to have restricted access to the information about their history and their background. There's nothing you can do about it. That is why terrorists and corrupt entities in the world do not take people serious when they pronounce, hey, we want to fight tyranny, we want to fight corruption. They won't take you serious because they know that you're not serious.
You are the corruption and the tyranny.
Exactly. You set them up, then you turn around and say you want to fight them. What? When they're working for you. They are your agents. They're working for you. So you are just bamboozling those that are not looking very well. There shall continue to be delicate balance between national or even global security and public's right to know. If we are ready, these things are supposed to be, but they will not because of colonialism and neocolonialism. The so-called superpower countries will continue to bully and put their interests over those of Africa and Nigerians. And then tomorrow they say, oh, immigrants. If you continue to maintain the rights to control information about Nigeria, corrupt Nigerian and African leaders, or individuals who hold public offices, especially where there's conflict of interest. What it means is that they're saying America and Europe first, then the subhumans, the slaves. They will come second, third, fourth. We are first. That's supremacy we're talking about. White and Arab supremacy that has kept the world where we are. This means that subhumans will be kept in the dark about vital security issues and information. That is what the system is. Slaves and subhumans do not have right to transparency. That's what it means. Not where the interest of the slave master is at stake, or where it involves past allegations of criminality, both for them or their foreign agents or assets, they said.
Of course, it's an asset. He's working for them. He's doing their biddings.
Exactly. So it will continue to be the sole responsibility of Africans and Nigerians to find a way to fight the criminals and try to make laws to keep them away from important positions. You and I know that this is impossible. It's an endless fight. So as a result, African countries like Nigeria will continue to be a failed state under colonialism, a breeding ground for terrorists and drug barons like in Mexico. Those keeping Nigeria as unitary or colonized states are only serving the interest of those that set it up or those benefiting from it. And who are those that set it up, those benefiting from it? The slave monsters, the colonizers, and their puppets, of course, your own people. Yes, the elites, your brothers and sisters, that so-called elites in political and religious institutions. They are the willing tools that have been recruited to maintain colonial structures and systems. And we told you that 1999 Constitution is one of those colonial systems and colonial structures. Under 1999 Constitution, your leaders will continue to use international shields to shield themselves from accountability. That's what will happen. Under 1999 Constitution, colonial 1999 unitary constitution, under that arrangement, Nigeria is not an independent state. It cannot achieve sovereignty and transparency in governance. Therefore, Nigeria cannot move forward under 1999 Constitution. For Africa and African countries like Nigeria to cultivate true independence, sovereignty, transparent leadership, or strengthen democratic foundation, colonialism and neo-colonialism must end. So movements to decolonize Africa or decolonize Nigeria is an urgent task for all, a task that must be done. Thank you.
Yep. It's an urgent task for all and a task that must be done. That's why we are not looking to rebirth any nation. We are not going to rebirth a nation that is an open air prison for most intelligent Black people on the face of the universe. We are not going to rebirth a place that we know that is run by terrorists. We are not going to rebirth a place that we know does not belong to us. We are not going to replace a place that is destroying the destinies of millions, causing them to leave a land where their umbilical cords are buried. Do you know there's a huge implication about that? And you guys think it's okay for us to be messing around with all these religious entities, acting as if they are doing anything for us? As we are speaking, the Arabs and the British and all these criminal colonial monsters, they are in Sudan causing mayhem of unknown proportion against Africans. As they are fighting, Qatar and AAU, UAE, or whatever Hannah's, they are busy piling up golds and piling goods out of the place. Hapara gold, heavy her weapons. Can't you see that this is by design? Can't we see that we Africans trying to be religious and be Christians and be Muslims, that while we are doing this, that our enemies are having a free ride? Let's look at our take-home points. Under colonialism and colonial structures and systems, you, the slaves, because I'm not, I will fight forever. Do not expect secret information to be released to you, especially when the interest of your slave master is at stake. So don't get it twisted. Because you can go on Twitter and speak English does not mean that you're human. One button, they will shut down your account. So stop playing. So to have such entitlements, you would need to be decolonized first. You need to be counted as human. You need to be at the table where decisions are being made. As we're speaking at the UN level, you have no rights, brothers and sisters. You're not even smelling the washing of the beans at the UN level. The Unitary Constitution 1999 is the roadblock to your unity, development, and even survival as one political unit. So for those of you trying to rebirth a nation that have caused our children, that has caused our children to leave the land and will rather die at the Mediterranean Sea, because I've seen such statement before.
Yeah.
He said, instead of me to go back, he said, death is already smelling around me. What am I fearing anymore? The reporter was asking him, are you not afraid? He said, death. I smell death every day. So there's no more fear. This is a 19-year-old son of ours. All effort to fix Nigeria under the 1999 Constitution are futile and a monumental waste of enemy. Even Emeka Anyukwu recognizes that. With all his Anyukwu, he recognizes that. The pathway to redemption for Nigeria is the wholesale decommissioning of the 1999 unworkable unitary constitution and the grand renegotiation of the distressed union. So those of you that don't want to listen, you hear a brother's voice, yeah, Baginish, why am I listening to here? You're angry. You're not the one speaking the English. We have news for you. What happened to the Democrats in this past election is loading for you. And I don't know how you will handle it. So don't come running. Oh, I know you. I used to speak to you at this and this. When we finish this work, unless there's no God in heaven, that fake God you guys are chasing, unless it's the real one that I know, that I answer his name, Monachim Saga, that I know is quite present in my own personal life on a daily basis. Unless if that God is constipated and maybe he's in Sudan fighting war, I don't know what way he will be. The first step on that pathway is the immediate initiation of a transitioning process for the union reconstruction, as we said before, as South Africa did in 1990, to ease itself out of the apartheid regime. It's a no-brainer. And that's why we say that we are going to give out gifts. We want our young people to understand this, because these other ones, all these criminals, these the same people that have been ruling us are taking us in a hamster wheel. You know what a hamster wheel is, right? The hamster is running fast, it's not going anywhere. Obasanjo, the likes of Obasanjo, Danjuma, all these criminal entities everywhere.
Go on. What they're doing now is birthday. 90-day birthday, 70-year birthday, 80-year birthday, and the other can them around Yiricha White.
Right. Taking us on a merry-go-round, left a place that is not sustainable for their children to live in. What wicked group of men, because usually they are all men.
Yes.
What wicked group of fathers that are working endlessly to make sure that we cannot move our children forward. That our sons will finish college, they can't get a job. Our sons will get ready to get married, they don't have the resources. Our daughters are ready to marry. Oh, you guys, one year will be 77 and he'll marry, he'll be okay to marry a 19-year-old, and you guys are clapping for him when we know his private part stopped working 30 years ago.
Exactly.
That's what you guys have reduced our environment to. All of you men, 60 and above. You guys are okay. Some of them are so even lazy. They don't want to do anything. They say, oh my God, we are sitting here in the back. You guys should start going. You don't get to do that, brother. You don't. If you know how you went into that bedroom and begin to produce these children, you will fix this mess.
You say?
Or else our ancestors will have a conversation with you on the other side.
They will have you for dinner.
Our ancestors will meet you on the other room.
The other room for a conversation.
The other room, because the other room may be this one, the other one.
So let's discuss. Call let's here. Let's have a discussion.
I am utterly disgusted at this point. As a mother, as a sister, as a wife, as everything, all we want is for our children to move forward. And they have the capacity to do so.
Yeah.
If we give them the environment, if we create environments. We're not criminals. We are not lazy people. We are not dumb. We are endowed with so much wisdom and grace and love that if we begin to dish it out to the universe, it will not be enough. It will be more than enough, I mean.
Yes.
But they have left us in a place that turned our brothers into something else that we've never seen before. But we are saying it's not enough for you to give up. You're not even allowed to give up. Go and put on your armor of, what is that thing the Bible says? Armor of God.
Yeah. Warfare.
Go and put it on. There's war to be fought. And it's not with nuke, with issue, but understanding what the problem is.
Yeah.
Because if we decide in Africa now that we no longer want to fight, in Sudan, my brothers and sisters in Sudan, you guys said, well, they have defrauded us. We're here fighting for the Arabs and then them one and we say we no longer want to kill ourselves anymore to carry on with the agenda of whoever.
Yes.
They won't come and do it now.
They will not.
They will not.
They will not.
So we still have the power to get things done.
Yes.
If we decide now that we do not want Nigeria to remain the way it is, all we need to do is to go and pay Tinubu a knock on the door. Tinubu will disappear with his nuggets car, concern nugget truck.
And then the ethnic nationalities will have their conversation like they did before 1960, and then make decision and move on and finish up. And that discussion is already ongoing.
Why are we acting like we don't know what's going on? We are busy following criminals all over the world, pretending like they're doing something for you, doing all manner of stuff, when we have something that is sustainable, something that has been thought out, planned out, is out there for you to interrogate. But no, you would rather follow some random person that can't even speak because they lost their voice while they were lying. A random person that even when he was a governor, he was busy doing if you're Catholic, you come. If you're not Catholic, you cannot come to his
exactly. You have to come with chaplain to State House. Destroy the Anambra State with divide and conquer religion.
Yeah, but we will put all our energy behind him. And we have something that we've been lamenting about consistently. This work has been ongoing for 20-something years. At least consistently, I'm not very good with this. Since 2019, we have been breaking it down for you guys.
Yep.
What effort have you made to push this knowledge even further? To tell our people that it's not the pastors and the church and the religious entities or the mosque that will solve these problems for us. That is us, the indigenous people, that will solve this problem.
Yes.
And God is not coming. He will never come. He will eat all the okwa all over the world before he even think about coming back here. Because he doesn't want to hear your nonsense. You know, when you eat okwa, it makes so noise like I have to stop chewing so I can hear. Yes, the God of Okwanaki. He doesn't want to hear that whining you're doing in the background.
Because he has given you a solution, he has given you brain to function. He has told you, say you are like me, go and function, go and do what you need to do. You're being lazy intellectually.
So we say transition now. If we say transition now, this December can be the best December we've ever had.
Yes.
By January, things will fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
The world is waiting for you to demand that you know. They're waiting for you to say, oh, I know my rights. Just the same way the African American people sent a shockwave to Democrats, thinking they are still holding them in their private parts.
Yep.
Only for them to wake up, everywhere has turned red.
Yes.
Red.
Get out from here.
Everywhere has turned red before even places that have never seen red before began to.
Tell you.
So it can be done. They are waiting for you to say, I've had enough. I no longer want to belong to this prison yard called Nigeria. I no longer want to live in this geographical region that is a sin against humanity. I no longer want to live in a place that I know I'm so capable of so much. But because of the environment that I am, I can't even feed myself. And we're saying that if you see what we're saying, if you are in agreement with us, rise up and do better today. Rise up and do more than watching the show and not commenting, because that's what a lot of you will do. You're so down and out, you don't even have strength to comment. We send these videos out to 1 million people plus. It's only a handful. And we're saying it's not enough. You possess the power for the change that you seek. You and you alone. So transition now, transition now, transition now. Our announcements, as usual. We refer you to our YouTube page on the wisdom of our ancestors. Our ancestors are so smart. I don't know about you guys' ancestors. I love my ancestors. I love my ancestors. I love my ancestors. Everything about them I cherish. And I ask for forgiveness when I didn't know that my ancestors are the smartest people on the face of the universe.
Yep.
And you can see that smartness in our sister Ndidi. She's out there weekly writing articles. I need to put that link of that article everywhere. I mean, on the link. She's a smart African. She's on Spotify. She hosts a weekly clubhouse to help you research your mind, because it's not this so budoyi. But I remember severally when I went to those clubhouse meetings, people will come and they will say, oh, I'm lawyer this, I'm a barrister this. And then when we tell them about what we're trying to do, they say, oh, are we trying to boycott the election?
Meanwhile, they're answering title, they're having title.
They'll say they are think tankers.
Yes.
And then after you explain yourself, they say, oh, okay, I know what you want us to do, so to boycott the election.
They were not listening. They didn't get it. They didn't understand what you're saying.
Yes. So on a Twitter is our day that we stand with Dina. Transition now. I'm busy posting Nigeria is a crime. Hashtag Nigeria is a crime against humanity. Hashtag End Nigeria Now and Save Lives. And our Nina's website.
That Tuesday also, Nina's has a clubhouse where Tony speaks directly. So I'll also share it on the platform, the link for the Nina's clubhouse. Every Tuesday. Sorry.
Right. So join it so you can learn. Because I matter how to solve it. Now we've learned that you better don't call a fool and they will stab you. You learn so much. So insist on transition now. Our website is there. This is the website you're going to go to learn about what we're doing. For the month of Christmas, we're going to be giving us some gifts for for every week show starting first week of December. And our catalog, campaign catalogs are here. And to help us with what we're doing, again, this thing is not run by spirit. Neither is it run by rapture. Nobody is bringing anything. You can see that we are enemy of the state. So whatever you can do to help this process, do it. You know, if you are not sharing, you can be giving a little bit of change. That money you were giving to Adeboye, all these criminal church pastors, bring it so that we can liberate our nation for once and for all, for the indigenous people trapped in that crime against humanity called Nigeria. And we want to thank you. And am I still sharing? We want to thank you for your time. You are an asset to what we're doing. You are a stakeholder in this movement. Do not feel defeated. We, the mothers, will never feel defeated because the lives of our children are endangered. We want to leave this world better than we saw it.
Yes.
And it takes you doing some work. So sitting around mourning, complaining, this, that, lamenting, no. We're not going to lament. Yeah, we are going to take off our clothes, take off our shoes, remove the nails, torture the wigs and everything. And we're going to sit down and figure out how to solve this problem once and for all. And I can encourage you that it's solvable. I can submit to you that it's solvable. It's not hard. So kudos to our brother that did the research for us to know what we need to do to end this madness. So stop listening to your pastor, stop listening to the other people, everybody telling you, oh, it's your uncle, it's your aunt, it's this one. No. Is that hellhole, that evil British enclave called Nigeria that is demon. That's the only demon that you have against you. Nothing else. It's not that lady that cursed you out the other day because you messed up her market. No. That lady is so frustrated. She just saying things.
Yes.
Is in Nigeria as it currently, it has constituted all this life, its inception.
Yes.
That kept you not moving forward. And we warned you guys that if you go to this election, that your suffering will be 10 times worse. You said, oh, you're going to try. Now I'm hearing that it's 20 times worse. And then you are the boy is saying, oh, praise the Lord. You better be thankful that it didn't reach 50 million. Our prayer made it to stay at 2,000. Criminals everywhere.
Criminals.
So we must end the crime, people. And you can start by joining what Ninas is doing.
Yes.
Until next week, brothers and sisters, we care for you. We can do this thing. These people are not smarter than us. I don't know about you guys. They're not smarter than me. When they see me, they shiver. They are not smarter than you. Don't let what you've been hearing out there intimidate you. You are smarter than all of them. You know why? They have never suffered before. We have ate suffering for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So while they are busy waiting for easy life, we will make things happen. That's the what is it called? That's this thing we have against them, over them. What is the English for? That's because of our experience.
Advantage? Is it the advantage we have over them?
That's the advantage, yes. That's the advantage we have over them. We can do and undo. We know how to fetch. Do you know here where we live, our water comes from the well. For some reason, they take the light here. Every one of them runs into hotel. They go run. I will take bucket and go and fetch water and save money for hotel. They will be calling, oh, are you still in the neighborhood? Did they bring light? I say, run, stay in your hotel and be paying $250 a night. So we know how to make it work. I'm telling you, my people.
Yeah.
This is just one example.
Yes.
While the economy is on fire, like me now, Thanksgiving is coming. They will be selling turkey for 9 cents a pound. I will pack 10 of them, put in my freezer. They want them 4 freezers in my garage. Then Harichana Christmas, Thanksgiving, when they come for Christmas, I will make another turkey. 3 of them. I'll bring 3 out. They will be like, isn't this still like $2.99 a pound? I say, yes, it is. But I bought my 19 cents a pound because I thought I had. So I'm with a vantage point over, like, any way you look at it. I'm with a vantage point. So please don't go and be cowering down. Think they will here. I want wabara. I want wabara and kanyo.
I am a wabara. Became a witch.
Until next week, brothers and sisters, mutual love. Bye-bye.
Bye.